RWBY Volume 8, Episode 5, Amity. If you couldn't tell just from that little moment, I'm high, so this will be another high review. This is like the millionth time for me trying to do this. I find myself rambling even more than usual, being high, of course. So we'll see. This might be the one to make it. I swear, this is like 4 or 5, and I would go for a long time, and then I'm like, this ain't the one. Normally don't do that, but since I'm high, I still have the same excitement, even 5 times in, because this was a good episode. I wish I had a penny pillow. Sadly, I just got RWBY. That's my 5th time making that reference. I do wish I had a penny pillow, though. But she was super cool in this, and I loved that it was her episode. She had what felt like a movie, in a sense. I think it was just the fact that we were there literally for like the first 12 minutes and almost 49 seconds or whatever. We were there from beginning to end. Like, once the opening scene was done, it was Penny, Pietro, Maria, and then Cinder, Neo, and Emerald on the sidelines. But we saw every second of those 12 minutes, and it made it feel like it was a long episode in the best way. And it is 19 minutes, which we also had last week, which I didn't realize. And it just goes to the way of storytelling, because the last episode felt kind of fast to me. I honestly didn't even think it was 19 minutes. Like, I had no idea it was, at the time, the longest episode we'd had. It felt kind of quick. And then this episode, I still had 7 minutes left, and I was like, well, I definitely just watched 19 minutes, because every single second is accounted for. They don't like have a plan and then they skip steps. Like, we see her go out, and we see, if we don't watch Penny fly out, we see Maria talking to Pietro. Like, we see every step of the way, like somebody's face in every single second of those 12 minutes. So the way they did that, I thought was really cool. And plus the fact that it was the super bland arena, it was just the outside or the inside of the bland arena, and then even the outside, I don't think even had clouds. It was just like the black background and like almost an obelisk in the sky. So I like the way they did that. It just kind of helped make it feel like a longer experience, which I enjoyed. The action I thought was good. The emotional stuff I thought was good. I thought it was great at the end. Penny's scene when she like literally is just like, and she just lets go and like her eyes open up, like looking as if she died, because I do not believe that for a second. Love that shot. It's probably my second favorite shot in the whole episode, and it's just like the way she lets go, and like you see her eyes open up and they hold on it for a second. I was like, I wish they held it a little bit longer, because I thought it was like just the right speed of how she lets go. Like, it looked like she was floating up, because it was like that weird thing where you could flip it and she's like floating up and away from the camera. But the way they did, I was like, man, that looks great. And I was like, I wish they held it for like a little bit longer, because I actually wanted to see it. Just kind of, it was almost like living in that moment, even though even for a second, like I said, I didn't believe she was dead at all. It's just like, okay, she's knocked out and she'll hit the ground and she might like break something here or there, but I was like, okay, she'll be fine. And I still believe that. So it was just, as dramatic as it was, I wasn't like, oh man, she's gone. She knows how to die, that's for sure. They know how to pull some great death scenes, I guess, for Penny. She'll be our death wheel, where it's like, you want shock value, boom, she's dead. You want emotion, slow pace away, she just falls. It's like, we can kill Penny and we'll make you feel it. So I guess that's where they are right now. But the shot looked great, and then her basically becoming like a bit of a comet, the way they did the lighting, that looked fantastic. So I love that shot. My number one shot, though, and not just because it looked good in the background, it was a cool shot, but Junior Detectives came back, best shot in the whole episode. It was like, and Neptune even got words. He got a word at least. But their shot looks super cool. Like, on Sun's side, you actually see the sun, and on Neptune's side, you see the moon. I genuinely did not notice that the first time I watched the episode. I just saw, like, I was drawn to the orange, and so it was like, I literally just blocked out the fact that the moon was in like the top left. It was just like, okay, this is basically what I saw, and the rest was just cut off. Like, all I saw was the sun. I was like, oh, it's behind sun, but it was like this red desert. And then when I rewatched the episode, I was like, oh, the moon's right there. And I love that contrast of having the moon and the sun. And also it has like almost a weird double meaning, because obviously Sun's name is Sun, but Neptune and obviously the oceans and the tides flow to the moon. So I was like, I don't know if that was meant to be like a sort of like double meaning there, but either way, it was a super cool shot. So you could also look into that, like, oh, coincidentally, if no one actually thought of that ahead of time, the moon and the tides and stuff, and sun is the name of sun. So that's really it. But I was like, I wonder if that was meant to have that double meaning. But I love that shot. But that whole ending was really cool. As much as I like the action, all the drama stuff I actually enjoy more. Like, the scene of Penny going away, Pietro had like his dramatic, father-daughter talk where he's freaking out and, he doesn't want to lose her again. Or like even her just saying, like, when she says dad at the end, and I think that adds to it. It definitely does, because it was really dramatic, because, they know how to kill Penny. Shock value, and this was just like, she freaks out, and it's like, oh man, I'm trying to live my life, Dad. A daughter growing up, and then she's dead, seemingly. So it was definitely it was a great emotional episode. So I definitely enjoyed that. But they do the RWBY speech, which I was like, okay, cool. She gets to have her speech. They said Ironwood can't be trusted. I hate to bring that up every episode, and how I feel like they're the ones who are the bad guys. They held that giant secret from them. But Yang was instantly like, I kind of got a feeling about this hot woman named Robin, so I'm going to tell her Ironwood's secret, even though F that dude, we can't trust him. But something about her, I'm going to just tell her. I'm going to tell her what's happening. It's like, but they just hated on Ironwood the whole last volume. And now they think he's the bad guy. I'm just like, I just don't see it. I read some comments. Some people do feel that way. They feel they should be crucified. I was like, huh. Ironwood and his people. I was just like, that I'm just not feeling that. But I hate to bring it up every episode, but they always find a way to upset me with that. But during that speech, we also get to see a lot of other characters. Aside from the junior detectives, we get to see Ilya. Gear's on the phone, so we don't really get to see him, but we get a stock image that I'm sure already exists, unless they made a new drawing. But we got to see Ilya, we got to see junior detectives, we got to see the old man Moneybags. That was super cool. And then even in that, it was like, oh, just snap, it's Glinda Goodwitch. So that was super cool to see her, new animation, technically. So it's weird to say that, but yeah, I can't really just say like HD, because that's not the right thing. Like, this is totally new. So that was cool. She looked cool, and the old guy's alive. I mean, I didn't think he was dead. I mean, that's kind of like his thing. He doesn't die. But it was cool to see him. It was definitely cool to see him. We got to see Taiyang as well. He had his very emotional moment. Zwei was also there. Very cool. But, it's like his daughters. I think the last time he was in the show was kind of just like, Yang's going to find RWBY, and, the girls need to come together. And now it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. And my girls are, like, somewhere else, probably about to die. I just knocked my phone over. So it was probably like a real shock moment for him as well, where it's just like, oh, you're broadcasting to the entire planet, because that's how bad things are. I thought your sister was going to find you, and it was going to be like, let's see what happens. And then it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. My daughters are dead. So that was probably a bad night for him, I would assume. Or the rest of this volume probably will be until they call him. But I was like, that's an emotional, like, shock to the system. And it's just like, oh, my daughters might be dead, and the world might be over. So that was an interesting moment to see his character. But the bad thing, which probably coincides with his fear of what could happen to the world, Salem was just smiling. Like, she wasn't just smiling, she was like completely content. It was like literally a cute smile, where it was just like, and it was like almost this weird sense of innocence, and how just content she was. And just like, literally, she was at peace. That was the look she made. And I was like, that seems bad. Like, they just told the whole world, like, hey, we can stand together and all this. And she's just like, I am content with this option. And I don't know if there's some evil, super mega villain plan going on, or she just doesn't have faith in humanity that they won't flip out and create more Grimm, and, bring them to them as they're panicking. So that could be where she's at. She's just like, this is it. Everybody's toast. And then I can just find the relics, and, do what I need to do. So I don't know. I was like, that seems bad for them, because she just looked so happy. She pet her dog and everything was good. So it's like, and I know it was Tyrion, but but that was interesting. But amongst that, we got our cool references and stuff. So I did enjoy getting to see that, and we'll see what happens. We will see if they get help. So far, the episode is on pace. The Cinder fight in the beginning, I wasn't expecting. Once again, just going off like the Oscar stuff, it's like, oh, how long are we gonna wait until we actually get like this stuff going? But every time we bounce back, something important has happened. Either they lost the fight with Oscar, they lost Oscar's actually been tortured. We've seen all of that already. The only thing that's kind of been on the sidelines really is the Aesop stuff, and now it seems like they're officially jumping in. And technically they already did. They just use them for their fight moments, so they aren't really like tracking them right now. But it seems like they're about to come right back into the fold. So this season's been on pace. I'm hoping they keep up with it, because I thought, that fight was like, oh, Cinder left. We'll see her in a couple episodes. We'll see what she does. And it's like, nope, she left in the last episode. She's here in this episode. And I was like, I respect that. And it was out of nowhere. She was just like, boom. I was like, oh, she's just ready to rock. They got rocked. But hey, things happen. Cinder's not meant to win. That's just her lot in life. But I'm glad we're on pace. Things seem to kind of be pumping along. I'm excited for it. We'll see what happens. I don't think Penny's dead. I think Watts is going to end up taking over. He also had a really great deflect of that phone. But swiped the little, pocket mechanic kit, and then he swiped the broken phone. It's like, okay, he's going to get control of Penny, which was, of course, expected. Despite me not hating Ironwood, there were a lot of people in that room, and it just took everybody turning around like a video game at the same time. And it's like, bam, got this one, bam, got that one. I'm going to take over this robot, and then utter chaos. So maybe that'll pop up in the next episode. If they're really pushing, next episode, Watts might have full control of Penny, and then it might not be like crazy right off the top, but it could build up. It could be super fast. So I'm hoping that's how this entire volume goes. That's all I can hope for. But we also got to see the final insane thing, which I think I forgot my freaking heat was on. Hold on a second. I'm getting good. Okay. So, with the way they did I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, the ending. So, our Bloody River of Grimm. I love that. I thought it was a great idea. And as of now, I want them to lose the city. I want them to lose Mando. It was up for the people of the show. It's in a weird sense sadistic that I want all these people to suffer. And, I don't want them to die. They can, survive, but the whole town is destroyed. Oddly sadistic when you think about it on a weird meta level. But, hey, that's what I think should happen. It would be a great loss for the characters where, even if they killed Salem, that would still be, a grand failure that I think they could bounce off of to go into how they're affected against Cinder. Because I don't think she's going to win until Salem is straight up dead. They have to kill Salem in order for Cinder to just have anything, apparently. Because she's just going to get barked at. She's going to get talked down to. And then when she goes into a fight ready to rock, she's going to be like, I got you, and she's out. So Cinder's just got she's got a bum rap right now, but she's not going to win until they straight up kill Salem. So even if they kill Salem, this River of Grimm, I think, could be a cool moment for the series if they decide to do it. Because I mentioned before, they should take some losses. They should have the heroes, they're already split apart. Where it's like, we got our two teams, but they can fracture them more. As crazy as it is, I think that would actually benefit the show. Just to see, there's a change up. They didn't, lose a fight. They, lost people. We actually see people die. Because I feel like it's been forever. Not counting flashbacks. I feel like it's been forever since anyone's died. I feel like Penny was the last person to die. Technically, I think it was Adam. But it's the last real death they think of is Penny died. She's one of the good guys. Someone innocent. So, I feel like they need that. And this River of Grimm could be the way. They could do it where they don't know how to stop that. Which, as of now, I'm like, how do you stop the formation of this river of death going right into the town? What machinery could they have that's just boom, magic device? I don't know what this spirit can... Actually, I don't know what this spirit can do. Maybe we do, and I just can't remember, but they might pull it. They could pull a hardcore move if they saved it and used one of the items and we find out what this spirit can do. So maybe they can. I think I'm having too much hope for all these amazing things that could happen. Penny having her crazy superpowers where she's mixing her maiden abilities with her plasma lightning to make a hyper beam. That was amazing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I love the episode, especially how they did kind of the Penny element where we get to that whole movie feel that I got from it. So I'm hoping we stay on pace. Maybe we'll see Oscar in the next episode. Maybe we'll see what happens with Watts, because I'm curious how Watts escaping or doing whatever he's doing has to last for a decent amount of time unless he instantly controls Penny and breaks himself out of prison, because he has both Crow and Robin in there watching him. So neither of them are going to just let him be like, oh, he's got something and everything's clear. So I feel like that almost has to be fast paced. So we'll see what happens going forward. But I really enjoyed this episode. We'd love to know what you guys thought about it. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, least favorite parts about it. I definitely want to know your theories. It seems like we're moving fast. Where are we going next? So I would love to know your thoughts on that. And like I said, what you guys thought about this episode in general. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.